The Lawton City Council will meet in special session this afternoon to get an update from architects working on plans for a new public safety facility. They're also going to talk about proposed changes to the city charter. They include requiring all department heads to now live in the city, removing term limits for mayor and council members, and disqualifying people convicted of embezzlement from serving on the council or as mayor. Lawton voters would make the ultimate decision on the charter changes if the council chooses to put them on a ballot. Duncan police say they know who they're looking for this morning after a convenience store robbery. A warrant is out for this man, Larry Nixon, seen in this surveillance photo. Police say he walked into Camelback Corner over the weekend and threatened the clerk if she didn't give him the money from the register. Investigators say he got away with nearly $700 in cash. When Nixon is caught, he faces first-degree robbery charges. 3 people face charges this morning after deputies in Stevens County found drugs and a sawed-off shotgun in their car. Here are the suspects: Taylor Cavell, Taylor Little, and Kyle Starr. Sheriff Wayne McKinney says they were pulled over near 16th and Cypress.
As long as these type of individuals are running on our streets, other crimes such as your burglaries and your thefts can be traced back to drugs.
The 3 are behind bars in the Stevens County Jail. The sheriff says a search of their car found the sawed-off shotgun and meth. The 3 faced gun and drug charges, but Starr faces an additional charge for being a felon in possession of a weapon. Continuing coverage as Lawton Public School students are getting 2 extra days off before the end of the semester. The school board is canceling classes on May 6th and May 13th, which are both Fridays. Staff will have one of those days off, but will use the other to prepare for next school year when the classes start 1 week earlier. This morning, we're waiting to see how parents will react to Cache Public Schools going to a 4-day school week. State budget cuts have forced the school system to follow suit with others across the state and keep kids out of class on Fridays, beginning mid-April. This school year, they are using 5 of their 9 unused snow days to figure out what effect cutting that day would have on the district.
The staff is anxious to see how it works, and of course the students are excited about it. But it's the parents. We'll see how they react.
After 9 weeks, there will be a survey to assess how it worked, in case they need to do it again next year. Scheduled school activities on Fridays will go on as planned. Dropping 1 school day each week will not make up for the $239,000 cut by the state. Cache Public Schools is hoping for a better turnout and more support from their voters in their upcoming election. Superintendent Randy Batt says the district listened to citizens after the last proposal failed and eliminated $16 million in athletic facility improvements.
When you looked at the survey, those were the things that people felt. We also had cheer room facility on there. Those were things that they felt like could wait a little bit, and let's prioritize things, and that's where we came up with the new plan.
More money is now earmarked for textbooks. The total price tag is $22 million. The election is April 5th. Happening today, fresh off the heels of an historic trip to Cuba, the first family landed overnight in Argentina, where President Obama has a full day planned. He'll start by meeting with President Mauricio Macri, which will be followed by a joint press conference. Then he'll lay a wreath at the Metro Cathedral in Buenos Aires. That will be followed by a meet and greet with U.S. Embassy staff and a town hall meeting. The president will wrap up the day with a state dinner and cultural event. This is the first state visit by a U.S. president since 1999. Experts at the Center for Intelligence and National Security at the University of Oklahoma are working to understand the attacks. One says last Friday's arrest of a surviving Paris attacker should have been a major warning sign.
So I think one of the things that happened is that led them to accelerate the timeline for a plot they were already planning.
The center uses intelligence data to try and prevent future attacks. They're able to collect information from drones, closed-circuit television, and many more sources. Republican presidential hopeful and senator from Texas, Ted Cruz, is making waves this morning. In the wake of the Belgium terror attacks, he says it's time for law enforcement to patrol and secure Muslim neighborhoods before they become radicalized. That's after ISIS claimed responsibility for the bombs that killed dozens of people in Brussels. Cruz's statement gave no details on how those Muslim neighborhoods would be secured. The Council on American-Islam Relations condemned his comments, saying it sends an alarming message to American Muslims. Rival and Republican frontrunner Donald Trump praised Cruz's plan as a good idea, But at the same time, he tweeted a warning to the Texas senator. He tweeted that Cruz needs to be careful or he would spill the beans on your wife. Trump later deleted the tweet and reposted it by calling Cruz Lion Ted. Cruz shot back saying, "Donald, if you try to attack Heidi, you're more of a coward than I thought." On the presidential campaign trail this morning, candidates are reacting to the terror attacks in Belgium. Democrat Hillary Clinton says Donald Trump and Ted Cruz's plan to beef up law enforcement in Muslim neighborhoods are offensive and dangerous. Meanwhile, her rival Bernie Sanders has won the caucuses in Utah and Idaho, but the win doesn't give him enough delegates to make up for his loss to Clinton in Arizona. Some voters in that state say they got fed up over the long lines. Some were still in those lines when the winners were declared. Republican Donald Trump took Arizona's primary, while Ted Cruz won the caucuses in Utah.